If you feel it, hey, Tony. Yo. Give you the old man. Go ahead, man.
My name is Old Man RJ. I'm back with SC3 Tony the Kid, and guess what? Reject Key can't be here today. Zach the Max is not around.
When I sneak in your casa, your life sucks
Yeah,
because you're
Reject
bankrupt
Key,
and I'm
that's
laughing.
Zach the Max's new
Can't
name.
trust me, cause I'm
Latino
lacking.
heritage thing going on, that's what we gotta call him. So, Zach the Max is not here because he's out in Acapulco. He's searching for Carmen San Diego. I couldn't find her, so we sent Zach the Max to go look for her. And now, to the left of me is a host that don't know anything at all. He doesn't know the most from what I keep hearing. It's Tony the Kid.
Wow, everybody. Welcome. I can't do the whole Spanish thing. I'm going to say that's hola, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us today.
I got you. Hola, ¿cómo está mi gente? Yo soy Tony the Kid. ¿Cómo les va? Mucho gusto a todos. Mucho amor. Viva Mexico. We got this. Okay, go ahead.
I love it. There you go. But as you guys know, what we're doing here on 216 today, everybody, on Reject Rundown is celebrating it's National Hispanic Heritage Month, everybody. We want to sit there and shout out and share out with everybody every week that we come back on board on a new show, a different part of the Hispanic world, you would say. All right? Celebration-wise, the first comes off, you guys see the flags here in Mexico. So most of our celebrities, or if not athletes, we're going to celebrate and pay homage to them for this episode, all right? And have a little bit of dab of let's talk about it stuff.
Yep,
all right?
Totally cool with that.
So, first things on the board, we got boxing stuff coming up because Canelo and Triple G did fight over the weekend, but, we're going to celebrate a boxing legend before we jump into all that. So, SG3, share off that boxing legend. Pete.
The boxing legend we're starting off today is Julio Cesar Chavez, or the Caesar of boxing, a.k.a. the greatest Mexican champion. Once again, Julio Cesar Chavez. Chavez boxed from 1980 to 2005 with the record of 107 victories, six defeats, and 2 draws, 87 knockouts. He's won.
That, Mayweather. Eat that, Mayweather.
I think they just go with an O.
Well, whatever. It don't matter, man.
You can say the same thing about Rocky Marciano.
Come on, man. But still,
most of Marciano's wins were all pretty much close to KOs, weren't they?
They all were KO.
They were all KOs?
But that's mistaken, right? But that's the thing, man. It's like you can sit here and have Mayweather chime out and be like, "Oh, I'm 50, and But come on, man.
Mayweather could be calling himself the best ever. Chavez is known as El Gran Campeón Mexicano. So, everybody gets to have a nickname.
I guess.
That makes sense.
I guess.
He's won the world title 6 times in 3 different weight classes. Featherweight for the WBC, lightweight, ring, WBC and WBA, light welterweight, WBC and the IBF. Ring Magazine ranked him at number 50 in the top 100 greatest punchers of all time. Mm-hmm. He is ranked number 24 in ESPN's best boxers of all time. Mm-hmm. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame class of 2011. He's faced several boxing greats like Oscar de la Hoya, Roger Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, Sweet Pea, rest in peace, Sweet Pea, Hector Macho Camacho, rest in peace as well, and Meldrick Taylor.
Mm-hmm. No, by far a great boxing legend. Julio Cesar Chavez is actually a Hispanic, if not Mexico, great. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, one of my favorite boxers of all time, especially right before he fought, De La Hoya, which at this point right now, I remember still as a kid watching that fight, I was very, very disappointed that De La Hoya won because if I'm not mistaken, not chiming bad on De La Hoya, but he wasn't really representing Mexico, if I'm not mistaken, at that time.
Nah, he really wasn't. He was still more like, I just got out from winning the Olympics with my golden jab, the golden boy, and all that stuff, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So the golden boy at the moment.
Right, and at this point, it was like everybody, especially Mexican fans at that time, was sitting there chiming at him saying, you're not that great. You're not that guy. But here's Julio. He is that great. He is our guy. So why not?
Jesus Garcia, he says, yo, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Oh, what's up?
What's up, Jesse?
His government name, man.
Oh, sorry. ¿Qué pasa, Jesus?
Just call him Jesus, why don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ. But let's put it this way. Great. I'm sad to sit there and say we can't say the same thing about his son. He gave it his best shot, but I
don't know. He was a bum from the moment I saw him fight the first time. What you talking about?
Yeah, you did actually mention it to me. I was over here
thinking it was going to be great, man, because there was one fight that he fought where he was like, all right, I'm in the middle of the ring.
Don't do this with me.
Come on, man. He knocked him out, but I'm just saying that was one fight, and they over-dramatically, set him up.
Listen,
Put it that way.
I saw the kid fight live back in 2007, and I turned to him and I looked at him dead in his eye, and I said, "That man will never be even able to tie his father's shoes."
Yeah.
Firstly, secondly, guy's a bum.
Yeah. Yes.
And he was like, "Dude, it's because this is when I kind of started my transition going from Mexico for Argentina soccer."
Mm-hmm.
And I was a Manny Pacquiao fan. He was like, "Dude, you're just hating on Mexicans because they're not Manny Pacquiao, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "All right, cool. Just sit back and watch."
Yeah.
But
then look what happened.
And I admit it.
Yeah, look what happened. You know what I mean? So let's go from there, everybody. But thank you, Julio Cesar Chavez, for all the hard work that you put in the ring. And if not outside the ring right now, helping out other Hispanic boxers at this time right now. So
Definitely.
Thank you for that. Now moving on to Canelo and Triple G, everybody, because it was a hell of a fight. Aftermath at this point.
Stop it.
Look, I'm doing a hell of a fight for just people that, didn't know and watch or whatever case it be. I know we have our critique.
I would rather watch Paint Drive to watch that fight again.
But I mean, yeah, I would go with you on this part too as well. So
no, actually, I'd rather watch snails walk than watch Canelo against 333.
Now, yesterday...
333? Okay, 333.
Yesterday was a fight. We kind of also said that, listen, if Canelo was going to win, the only way he was going to win, it wasn't going to be a knockout. But if it went to 12 rounds by decision, Canelo was walking out of there a winner. Okay? Triple G, the only thing that he had to do was knock Canelo out. But you could clearly see within the first 4 or 5 rounds that Triple G wasn't moving nowhere.
The dude made almost $25 million just off the fight. What do you mean he's going to knock him out?
Like going to go nowhere. He was in there accepting all the jabs that Canelo was giving him. He ended up with a wart top of his head, a little bruise under his eye.
He won $25 million just out the fight before the buys. Why try to go ahead and say, look, let me knock him out? Because at this point, listen, he's going to get booed out of Vegas.
True.
He's going to get booed out of the country.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, all the supporters he has, which is maybe 5, are not really I'm going to sit here yeah, dude, we won. And then what?
Yeah. Now, you saw also, too, though, I mean, see, this is why I don't like boxing fights a little bit like this, okay? This, especially with fights that are planned, you would say, that are set out there, is the fact that, you go and you watch the fight as you do, and you realize that Canelo's gassing out in the 6th round. So you would think that Triple G was picking up a pace a little bit and go back and attack him more, but nothing was...
I can tell you why.
Nothing was going
25 minutes Smackerinos.
Why not get more?
What more was he going to get? He was going to get just a piece of the buy, and that's it. He wasn't going to get more because he knocked the man out.
I would have.
At that point, it's just, all right, cool.
I would have shocked the world and been on front covers I knocked out Canelo. That was me. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Bivol beat the living snot out of him. Why did he got...
That was sad. That was
I think the thing is that Triple G is on his way out.
He's 40 and has had 2 knee surgeries, and Canelo could have knocked him out, knock him down, or knock him out.
That's true.
That should tell you something.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit here and say anything about it.
No, not at all. You just drink your water bottle.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, what I was saying is that, okay, he's on his verge of retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Canelo gave him the last, hurrah fight.
Yeah.
Triple G might not come back. We don't know yet.
Okay.
So, I believe G's hand me that sack of money over there. I'll fight you. I'll make you look good. I'm going to go home with this big chunk over here.
This chunk of change.
And then I'm just going to have a great, great, great retirement.
But that sucks.
I think he's going to have at least a couple more fights.
You think so?
Nothing huge.
If I was Triple G, look at what's at this point right now. Now we're moving into what's next for the both of them. Because at least for Triple G, you can sit there and say that, yes, he's basically 1 foot out the door. And at this point right now, maybe giving the fans 2 more fights to kind of say, or at least give the narrative that this fight wasn't just because of my last hurrah, goodbye type of fight. But at least I'm taking my last 2 other fights just for the fans' sake and just for entertainment purposes, and then leaving, hurrah as is.
I got to ask you one thing is, where does Canelo go? Because he went from, I just got my ass handed to me to, let me fight this guy where it's nice and safe for me to win. Who do you challenge to make yourself look like you are the Mexican warrior that people expect you to be?
But at this point, he wants to go back at Bivol. He wants to go back at Bivol, wants another shot at Bivol because he wants to redeem himself because of what happened last fight. But it's how long will you wait until you get that fight?
Until Bivol slows down.
But even then, that's another 5 years because if I'm not mistaken, he's barely kicking off.
Yeah.
He's barely in his 20s.
Yeah.
So Canelo's 32. He's going to be 37.
So in fact, the longer you wait, is the more less of a chance you're gonna win.
No,
And then
it's
you're gonna
actually
be
the
like
longer
crushing.
you wait,
Yeah.
the better it is for you to avoid the fight.
That's true.
And then, you'll just live your whole
At
life.
At this point, I don't. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry,
No,
but at this
no,
point,
no.
I think his fans are like, dude, you beat Canelo, you beat Triple G again. You basically you laid him out.
Yep.
You let him walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and take what's yours, which is Bivol, because you're the true 175-pound champion. So go back up to where you are the king.
Supposedly.
That's why I said king.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly. Now the other thing is too is that they took at the post conference. At this point they were saying or arguing or asking Canelo like, why isn't he fighting other Mexican fighters? Why is it the fact that he's not taking on other Mexican fighters at this time right now to kind of put on, as we say, a classic Mexican versus Mexican fight, like a Morales versus Barrera type of scenario, or in those type of fights that
Are
were
there
occurred before.
any Mexican fighters in his weight class?
I don't believe any, but I don't understand why they keep attacking him in the media at this point about that.
At this point, because if you look at his name and his namesake, he hasn't really fought Mexican fighters.
That is true.
The only one that he's fought was Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
And even then, it was like it was definitely a one-sided fight.
I mean, Julio, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could see Canelo like, come on, man, let's fight, and then it went nowhere from there.
Because the guy, no. But again, though, at this point, that's what they're saying. Like your whole career, it's not just the last 5, the last 6, the last 3, the last 2. It's been your whole career. You've only fought one Mexican.
Right.
Why?
Yeah, exactly.
And his thing is because I don't fight Mexican fighters because that's my country.
That too. He's like, I'm representing myself, so why would I want to sit there and go out and fight somebody of my culture and my race and kind of make him embarrassed?
There's a thing called the Rumble in the Jungle.
Oh, okay. There you go.
When you talk about being the best, you got to beat the rest. Mike Tyson said it.
Hey.
Muhammad Ali, you want my belt? You got to come kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Ali fought everybody he could get his hands on, and George Foreman was the other lion that proclaimed the kingdom.
Yeah.
So if you are the Mexican warrior, you are the Mexican king.
In a sense.
You can't say I'm not going to fight any Mexican. It's just telling me right there, either there's no Mexicans to fight, or
you're picking and choosing.
You're picking and choosing because probably somebody has an answer to your formula. And we saw it yesterday when he fought Triple G. That dude got tired out. Gassed out right away.
Yeah, gassed out. No lie. Like I said, as a 6th round.
I've noticed this since the Mayweather fight. He always gets gassed out.
The longer the fight goes in, the more gassed out he tends to be out.
Look at the Mayweather fight. That was the blueprint right there.
But he did the exact same thing when he fought Triple G the first time around when they fought. Like he was going in trying to make it look like he was running around the ring with Triple G within the first couple of rounds. It's like again 6th round, and then all of a sudden Triple G turned up the juice and decided to attack him more. Canelo backed up a lot more. You saw him spending a lot more time against the ropes. To that point goes, why wasn't a Triple G winner? But again, that was a draw because of where it went. And then second fight around goes the same scenario way. Canelo wants to go out and attack. He lasted a little bit towards the 7th or 8th round, and the rest of the fight came about to be just Triple G the rest. So no, at this point it's kind of sad to say. It's sad. It's sad to kind of put it out there that, Canelo's kind of ruining boxing name at this point right now. It's making things a little bit more Mayweather-like. I'm sorry. But we'll get, a good fight though, right?
No.
No, not at all.
Fine, guys, fine. Now let's get fired up real quick because we found out that there is a date set in stone looking for a Spencer Jr. and Crawford. They agree finally in the terms, but the potential date is that November 19th date. So I'm excited. I know you guys are excited because you guys have been chiming this up for the longest time.
Kent's excited.
I mean, at this point, I'm not a Crawford fan. The fights that I see, he's a boring fighter to me. But, I'm sorry. He's a boring fighter to me. His fights are boring. They're slow-paced.
He's a Canelo fan.
What?
That's all you got to leave it at.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Canelo cherry picks. He wins. He's like, oh, yay. Crawford calls out people. Nobody wants to take Crawford on.
Yeah, I don't see what's so dangerous about the guy.
Knockouts?
Huh?
Watch the Balboa fight. Yeah, watch the your work is Gamboa.
He said Balboa.
I said, yeah. You know what, man? Yeah,
I'll write that down. Crawford
versus Gamboa.
Gamboa.
Crawford versus Gamboa.
Gamboa. Okay, sounds good. I hope I don't get no Balboa stuff, but okay, sounds right.
It's a Rocky Balboa moment.
Okay, all right. But yeah, that's a good date set in stone, everybody. I think we'll be looking into chopping in with those fights and stuff to kind of see where that leads us. But not saying none less. Now, the other fight that was also agreed within the same date was Joshua does agree verbally at this point and to the terms of Fury's 60-40 purse for the upcoming fight. Now, this is a good let's talk about it moment, okay? A good let's talk about it moment, SG3. Is this Joshua's last chance to make a splash in boxing history? That's my question to you.
What history? What history? He got beat up by a genie.
Hey, man.
Twice.
If he pulls an upset against Tyson Fury, you don't think that'll be the upset of the year? Upset of the decade?
He'll go down like Buster Douglas. I mean, if he beats Tyson
If he
Fury,
does, a puncher's
people
chance?
will talk about it.
Come on.
Gotta land one.
Thank you.
Vladimir
You gotta
Klitschko almost knocked him out. Vladimir Klitschko was about to retire. Don't you dare come at me and say that blasphemy.
It's the same scenario that you would put Ruiz and against Joshua their first time around. A puncher's chance. No one expected Ruiz to win that fight. Everyone was thinking that Joshua was going to go over and just clearly walk the rounds with him. But all of a sudden, they go into like a freaking combat fight, and then Ruiz lands that right hand overhook. And the rest of the fight, Joshua's wobble leg.
You know what it is? One of them's got 19 carat stone in that right hand. I'm telling you, man. Look, honestly, Joshua could go ahead and look like the most CrossFit dude out of all boxing history.
Facts.
Because no one else has looked like him except for Mike Tyson.
Mike
Tyson was around my height.
That is true.
And at this point, though, you got a guy who is probably 230, 240, and can move like a flyweight and hit like a heavyweight.
Yeah.
What are the odds of that one going?
Well,
and on top of that, Joshua's got a glass jaw.
He does.
Okay. 19 karat stone is looking a lot more like it's about to be a knockout.
It's interesting. It's interesting that this fight is happening now after Joshua's embarrassing loss against.
Because he's trying to make sure the fate of the man doesn't get booed out of his own country.
But he also doesn't. At this point, it is Joshua's at least last chance to kind of put up a fight with him and get some type of purse. Let's put it this way: money, cash cow, like we just said with Triple G and Canelo. Because if Joshua's thinking of 1 foot out the door, going into Hollywood in a sense, at this point you want a fight that will give you a nice, decent purse, but at least put your name on USA boxing history at this point.
What, as the tallest man to get knocked out by Tyson Fury?
At least right now you would say it's part of history because we're talking about it.
Yeah, but look what happened in the UFC last month. Hey, in the UFC, you got one good kick.
Exactly.
Down you go.
No one expected Leon Edwards.
Jaw just right.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, I'll tell you that one. Maybe, Leon Edwards got the luckiest Rocky Balboa moment of all time.
True.
I look at Joshua fight, and this man almost lost to an aging, almost out the door, Vladimir Klitschko. I can't do it. I can't defend the guy.
I wouldn't defend him either. I'm not defending Joshua either. When you watch his fights now, it just shows that he's not a pace. It's whatever. As soon as he entered in the fights here in America, it played a toll on him because of all the media coverage that he had to sit there and go about.
It's like Ricky Hatton when he came over.
Yeah.
It's exactly like Ricky Hatton when he came over. Ricky Hatton was great over there in England, was doing what he had to do, was making it big, was knocking out this dude, knocking out this guy, lining them up. You can line up Mayweather, blah, 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 blah. Comes over to the States, gets knocked out by Mayweather, gets knocked the hell out of by Pacquiao.
Yeah, I agree, and that's the sad story. At this point in my mind, I see it as a sad story for Anthony Joshua because you had this potential coming over, and then all of a sudden you fight Ruiz, who was supposed to be an expected win, so that way you can get your foot in the door between the trilogy fight of a Wilder and a Tyson Fury. But because you get knocked out, now you're knocked down a few pegs and down the chain like, okay, you're not even close to at our par. Now, mind you, I think a Joshua versus Wilder fight, I think it would be a little bit more intriguing right now because both are slow, okay? You were explaining to me that Wilder, if he would have came out the last fight against Tyson with a new regime of how he wants to box and stuff, he would be better off. But as soon as you saw the first 2 rounds, it's like that jab was moving like a big old body thrust. It wasn't even a jab. It was not even a jab. It was like,
Muhammad Ali,
you know what I mean? So it's like, it just...
I think he was even calling his shots. Getting Tyson ready for Tyson Fury ready for it.
It's going. You know what I mean?
Here
Like,
goes the level. Oh.
So it's like, for me, that's...
Actually, that wasn't right, but still.
It's like, it would be, I think, a better fight between Joshua and Wilder at this point. But I think that may be happening afterwards. Right now, Tyson's using his celebrity status to kind of now pick his fight. I'll pick you, Joshua. Do you want the 60-40 purse? Let's go.
You know what? Don't be surprised if after this he goes after Usyk.
Who? Tyson?
Don't be surprised.
He's lining him up.
Don't be surprised because it'll be like, I knocked this fool out. You're next.
Who you couldn't knock out. So now I'm going to fight you now. That makes a good sense. Good job. I like that. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Very good, guys. Now let's chime in on an out of business boxing company. Okay? Because this boxing company decided to put a comeback for Mike Tyson himself. Thriller is out of business now. That one company is out the door. They were just here already. They were just here for presenting this boxing, return, this big epic comeback for Mike Tyson, and then catapulted Mike Tyson's career to keep moving forward with all this stuff.
Catapulted Jake Paul's career.
That too. So it's like all of that.
And even Hogan Paul, right? Or Logan, whatever that
Logan
guy.
Paul.
Yeah.
Hogan Paul.
You need to stop watching WWE memes before you come onto the show, man.
Hey, I need material.
Yeah.
The Paul brothers give me material, man.
See, there you go. But yes, at this point, they went out. Thriller made a big splash, like I said, but the hosting of the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. was an epic comeback for Tyson, hands down. That was fantastic to see him back in the ring. Now, according to reports, the company missed payments as well as failed to book fights, which led to their demise at this point right now.
They're just making quick buck and dominoes.
Exactly. Tyson himself went on to public and said after the few months later after the fight that he has yet still received his fair share of his full cut of all the event himself that he hosted.
Wow.
So, I mean, once you get Mike Tyson telling everybody saying that this company didn't pay me the money that they're supposed to, that just goes to show that, yeah, that's why you're out of business, man. That is exactly why you're out of business.
They spent the money faster than they earned.
Sadly, they had a good idea. I mean, that Legends, whatever that thing was called, League of Legends. They had a beautiful idea. I'm surprised nobody's capitalizing on it right now.
Because let's put it this way, that was going to go for, sorry to cut you off, but that was going to be set up for Tyson 2.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. It's like
you should
so,
go ahead.
If you had, Holyfield wanted Tyson for this exhibition thing.
That's right.
Tyson wanted Lennox Lewis for this exhibition thing.
Oh,
and then you had De La Hoya saying, I feel it, I could do it. And then De La Hoya dodges.
Yeah.
And then
De La Hoya was trying to call out Canelo.
Yeah. So you see? And then he dodged Canelo like Canelo dodges Bibble. So
at this point, dude, he wasn't trying. He was just trying to get his name back up there.
That's funny.
And that's the thing is, if you're, right now is a good time. Even Golden Boy could do it. Get Legends League happening under your banner.
Yep.
Get a whole bunch of these legends to come back in. These little small 2 minute, 2-round exhibitions or something like 2 minutes.
They're about 2 minutes. Yeah, they went down 2 minutes. 2 minutes per round.
So,
I think it was.
Get all those legends who have Parkinson's.
Yeah.
They're shaking in the ring at each other.
I think that was the thing, though, that they were trying to avoid.
But their walkers out there. What the hell?
Yeah, they were trying to avoid that. And I agree, that was something to think. But when you saw Mike Tyson fight, you're like, all right, man, this guy actually can still at least put on something entertaining.
My brother's too stoned to box.
That too.
Yeah,
I think that's why he said the whole training process was one of his worst, because it's like, you're of this age at this time right now. You don't have the juice in your legs like you did before.
No.
And, at this point, it was what it was. But I liked the fight. It was entertaining to me. It was nice to see Tyson back in there throwing some freaking hooks. That's what it was exciting to see.
So, I was more excited to see how he dodged Roy Jones Jr.
That's true.
Kid's fast. I mean, who could dodge Roy Jones that close range?
Yeah, that too. But now, the other thing is, too, that goes to show that a lot of these companies wants to host these big events. You got to be careful, but business-wise, if you can't pay the people, then don't even sit there and attempt to. Don't even attempt at all whatsoever, because like WrestleMania, we're jumping in a little bit about wrestling, but like WrestleMania, what I found out watching the A&E biography thing there that they love to do was that if it wasn't for Vince basically doing all the mortgages on his house, redoing everything, putting all the money in WrestleMania, hoping that this event would catapult everything, if it wasn't for how great that turned into the event, and make sure everything was good to go, and helm the rest of WrestleMania, and change wrestling for the rest of the time.
Completely.
Forever.
Exactly. So, moving on to wrestling, peoples. So, Mexican legend we have on the board. The first one we like to celebrate is the one and only Latino Heat, people, right here on the chest and stuff. So, we want to celebrate our wrestling legend, of course, Mr. Latino Heat. We would like to say thank you for all your contributions. Rest in peace over there, because we did lose our Eddie Guerrero November 13th, 2005. Okay. It was a sad day in wrestling history. Sad moment. It was,
I cried.
I'm not gonna lie, I did too. I teared up, especially when you watch the WWE, all the talks about him and everything. And at this point, it's like it sucks. And you realize you watch back a lot of the highlights. It's like you're WWE or even wrestling in general is missing his caliber of his type of wrestling.
Not just that. Look at the wrestlers who try to mimic his moves.
Mm-hmm.
The Three Amigos. Even Eddie, even Ray and Ray's son,
Yes.
Logan Paul.
Yep.
I haven't seen anyone that could do the Three Amigos the way that Eddie did. It's something different about Eddie's movement on the Three Amigos. Probably just the way he moved his hips or something. I don't
Eddie
know.
was just flawless. It looked like it was just poetry in motion.
Yeah.
Honestly, the best way to describe it. It was poetry in
I
motion.
give it to you. Yeah.
And then another thing that Eddie has that is missing even today is
Charisma.
Yes.
Nobody has the charisma that Latino he had. Who in the ring drops somebody down after the Three Amigos gets up and does one of these? Honestly, who in wrestling
But
does
even
that?
then, even the entertainment that he brought inside of the ring. Let's be honest. His hit with the chair, pretend to be knocked the hell out, and give the chair to the opponent is by far just in history. No one can redo. They could try. It could go okay,
Actually,
but it's not the same.
I feel that now the company's trying to do it with Ray.
Yeah,
because Ray's done it a couple
Correct.
times, and you know what? At this point, it was to the point where the fans love it because they know, like, oh yeah, that was the best friend.
that's good homage. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good homage. Yeah, that was good. But it's like, it's still no one can redo.
No, not what Eddie did. I miss watching those lowriders come to the ring.
Oh, dude, the
Yes.
lowriders are special.
Oh
I think
yeah.
even what was it? WrestleMania 21. He had a pretty sweet lowrider coming down to the ring.
I think Wrestle 21 had with Batista. No,
No, it's the one where he never fought Batista at WrestleMania.
no, but he came with him when they were tag team partners.
Oh, yeah,
he came
he did.
on a nice green with the Mexico
that
flags
was
on the
nice.
side.
Yeah.
Delicious.
21,
It
he
was nice.
faced. 20, he faced Kurt Angle. I think that's the one I was talking about.
That's when he kept the belt.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
nice. Now, some good other history facts on Eddie. Eddie wrestled for several promotions such as AAA, which it's all southern stuff. He did wrestle for New Japan. That's another big one that's out here. ECW, WCW, and WWE, as well as CMLL. So he moved around in the South.
GMLL.
Huh?
I might have misspelled it.
Yeah,
That's my
you
fault.
probably
Yeah,
did.
I'm
As
sorry.
always,
It happens.
I
I was
GML.
sleepy and tired,
Can
and
can someone get a spell check, please?
Thank you. You see what I mean? You see what I have to deal with the reading some of his notes that he writes, but that's fine. That's okay. That's okay, man.
I'm old. What do you expect?
See,
I'm the
now,
old
so-
man.
Anybody got a spell check?
It's bueno.
That's what
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you,
Exactly.
Ken.
Now, he's also won various championships with ECW television titles, such as in WCW US title and various titles within WWE, which actually became a big highlight moment in his career, winning the WWE Championship for Brock Lesnar himself.
And
Great.
one
That was-
of the best celebrations of
Mhm.
Of
title
all time.
victories of all
That
time.
was a David and Goliath moment, I think everyone's saying.
Mhm.
So if it wasn't for, obviously, Goldberg's, interference a little bit, kind of come in there. It made it, did a little different. But other than that, Eddie put on a great of a match with freaking Brock.
I still think though that Cole sold the commentary on that one.
That was a good one.
Just
Who's the one that I think Taz is the one that yelled Eddie cheated?
Yeah, so Taz was the one where he was trying to be like the
Hey.
antagonist, like the color commentator.
Yeah.
But I loved Cole because Cole was just like, "Come on, Eddie, come on,
Hey.
come on!" Like just cheering him on. As a fan, dude, I was what? It was 2002. I was 12.
Mm-hmm.
I was jumping on. I was jumping on my couch. I was like, "Ah!"
But that goes to show, man, that's good. That's good television. That's made for
It
good
is.
TV.
And props to Brock Lesnar to take the dive for Eddie in
That
that
is true.
match.
Yeah,
I mean,
especially at that time in his career, because I don't think he was really announcing that he wanted to leave WWE just yet.
No.
it wasn't at that level for him as frustration, but for him was more of the entertainment business at that time. But yes, you're right. That was actually a good thing that he kind of, you're right. Let Eddie have his moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was respect right there for sure. Now, otherwise, he's been also inducted into Hall of Fame 2015, the Hardcore Hall of Fame. Okay? Hardcore Hall of Fame, which I did not know they had one.
I didn't either until I
So-
searched his name up and that came up. Like,
That-
and his accolades, I think is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, I still have something up here.
That's good. And then AAA Hall of Fame in 2008, as well as WWE Hall of Fame in 2006. So that is fantastic. Now, he's also, like we talked about other wrestlers, but he's kind of sparked, several other wrestlers in their performances-wise, in Casey Lee, which is Peyton Royce, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then Mercedes Varnardo. Why does she get a Hispanic last name? Ain't she Snoop Dogg's cousin?
She's married to a Latino.
Oh, really?
Is it Latino?
Is
I thought
it?
he was,
He look
yeah.
Asian.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Philippines?
Listen,
Or Philippine?
there could be Philippines.
yeah,
Cool.
that's it. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. Now, normally known as Sasha Banks, of course.
And Sasha at WrestleMania, her debut at WrestleMania, actually wore
The
Eddie
attire.
Guerrero attire.
Fantastic. That was pretty badass.
And
Not gonna
did
lie.
the Three Amigos and the Frog Splash in the same match.
There you go. Now, other besides that, celebrating Rey Mysterio Jr. himself, because we cannot talk about him in sense of Mexican legends in wrestling. Okay, he's also one.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, he's also one of the greats at this time. He's still currently wrestling for WWE, everybody. So please, you guys can watch him like you guys saw this last WrestleMania moment. But his storyline right now at this point is going against his son, or trying to redeem his son to the good side. But after, him returning to the dark side.
It's great.
So Darth Vader,
It's great.
Darth Vader start.
A reverse Darth Vader thing,
in a sense.
because this time, instead of Luke being the good guy, it's actually Luke is a bad guy, Darth Vader is a good guy.
Okay.
And then he's saying, Mijo, I am your father.
Actually, that's funny because Eddie Guerrero actually told Dominic, "Yo soy tu
That's true.
papi," I'm your papi.
That's
So now
true.
Dominic's actually living up to his papi's
Tell
role.
his name. There
Yeah.
you go. That's nice. Now you can catch his biography on AEW. No, A&E. I apologize. Look at me. A&E biography. If you guys have any access to
You're
that,
just thinking about that
watch.
chop. aren't
I
you?
am. That's
I know,
I'm worried about my
I heard,
chop.
I felt it.
So before we move on to speaking on that,
There it goes.
before we move on to the next question or the next topic we're going to discuss, as you guys know, our last event we challenged. Let me tell you something, brothers over there, Tom and Tim. We challenged them to a pick'em event of the weekend for Clash of the Castle as well as AEW All Out, and we have to say,
Now, wait a minute. Before you give this announcement, you guys gave those picks, but the guy who won the belt, you didn't let in?
No, 'cause-
What happened? Is
well,
that
I
right?
heard,
Because
I
he
heard
don't want
that
to get in it, that's why.
Right?
It was
No,
a tag team
what
event.
happened,
It wasn't a handicap match. We didn't want to
Yeah,
give him a
we didn't.
handicap match.
Okay.
So that's our thing, man. We didn't want to give him a handicap match.
from my answer to it is, these two wanted to be a tag team. They wanted to come
I
out
see.
there like the New
Yeah.
Age Outlaws of the Reject Rundown and all that.
Right.
They had a big thing going on. Me, I'm more worried about keeping my belt
Oh,
in check every
Yeah,
day.
oh my
Yeah,
God,
I heard.
check this. Yeah,
So,
see, keep receipts. Keep receipts.
I mean,
SG3.
I mean, you had the ringer in your corner. You guys,
Golly.
you hit him with
they
a
pushed
chair.
me- They
You hit
pushed
him
me
with a chair.
aside,
That's
and now
it.
they're gonna get chopped.
Man,
So I saved myself. My chest is.
yeah, you
So
walk
bull.
away with the gold
Yeah.
and not get
I
chopped.
could say some stuff. I'm going to stay
Oh.
quiet. I can say
That's some
some
bull. That's all I gotta say. That's some
Hey,
bull.
I just wanted to make sure that I was reading the headlines.
You're
right.
good,
Yeah,
man.
That's
yeah,
it.
you're
You're
right.
good.
You're right. You're right.
I
Brother
ain't
Deke, you
chiming
good.
in,
Brother
you know.
Deke, you is good.
Yes, I at this point right now, that's what
I pulled an
occurred.
Eddie Guerrero. I tried, I cheated and stole my way out of there.
That's it. Walk out of there.
Yeah, walk out like nothing. No harm done on your side. But
Not at all.
the winners and the victorious winners is, let me tell you something, brothers. They did beat us. Score was Kent
21-14.
21-14. It's all SG3's fault.
The hell you mean it's all SG3 falls?
He didn't pick the AEW matches properly, man. I
Hey.
told him to watch it. He said he
If
did
it
or
wasn't for
something
the
like that, man.
AEW,
So
it might have been a different story.
he said you getting chopped, right? You taking both chops?
Where's
Yep.
my comment in that?
Huh?
Where's my comment? My comment's nowhere near that. And that whole thing, you ain't never seen my name.
Look, man, I told you again. I got excited. I was chopping in with on live TV. With let me tell you something, brothers. And I got excited. I was like, let's do something else. Let's do something entertaining. And it just, it turned
What's
sideways on me.
next? Hun in a cell or something?
Oh, boiler match.
Boiler room brawl.
There you go.
Empty studio fight.
Yeah, empty studio brawl. So we're gonna get chopped. That is right.
We're gonna be here. You know what? Just personal stuff have happened, but
yes.
we're gonna be here on the last Tuesday. That's next week.
Yeah.
We'll be here
Yep.
at the beginning of the show. Not sure, but we will be here, and we're gonna take our chop. And yes, we also owe you guys very sweet tag team championship belts for the 216 and that.
Yeah.
Which are then gonna come back to us. So it's no worries. It's just
man,
basic.
now we got to keep it going.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll get other shows involved.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
do
I
this.
like that.
Hey,
I like
Phil
that.
Wallace, you better start watching your wrestling, bro, because
Yeah.
we're calling you out too.
That-
Who's Phil's partner again on that show?
Yeah.
Oh, Big Kent. That's right.
Oh,
The Big
yeah.
Kent.
So now
Hey,
you got
you know
Kent
what?
The
and
big
Phil.
bald guy. That's right.
And I'm the guy who counts the scores.
That's
so there
it.
you go.
I know. That's why
I
I'm
think
staying
Phil and
away
I
from the
win.
tag team.
I feel a 2-year run like
I was coming in.
Like it's
I
so
feel,
over there.
I feel a Vince McMahon card being pulled out. Hold on,
Hold up, man. Erase. That never happened. That never occurred. We weren't talking about that. Yeah, but yes. So we'll be there. All right. So moving on to the next quick topic before we jump on to our NFL stuff. WWE is reporting. They are announcing for Crown Jewel over there in Saudi Arabia that Roman Reigns will be facing no other but Logan Paul for an exhibition match, or is this a title match?
It's a title match.
It's a title match.
Logan Paul came in WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and now he's going to
Universal,
Crown
right?
Jewel.
For the Universal?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Undisputed.
Undisputed.
So basically,
So-
that's both of them.
Wow.
Mhm.
So
I think this could be it, man. I think the reign could be done.
you think the reign's gonna be over now? You think at Crown Jewel, Logan Paul could upset
Oh, I thought
everybody?
you guys were looking at me like my reign. No, my reign's staying.
No, your reign is done. Listen, your reign already had an expiration date the moment it started.
Yeah. See what I mean? So now, do you
Yeah,
think it's
probably
gonna
next year.
last?
Nah, literally next month.
You
No.
think he could pull
I
a
think
victory?
Roman's gonna win it. He's got the Usos. He's got the new Us. He's got Sammy Us. He's got the whole team out there. And
Sammy
all Logan
Us.
Paul has is just him. And probably if the Miz went face again, he
That's
might have
true.
the
It's
Miz
not.
to
That
save
is
him.
true. That is
But
true.
I think Logan Paul's on his own in here.
All by himself. You don't think
Yeah.
Jake Paul's gonna come out?
Oh, that'd be interesting.
That'd be
Come
funny.
on, man!
That'd be
Saudi
funny.
Arabia,
That'd be funny.
if they're paying the big bucks, I'm pretty sure they're gonna reach out to Jake and be like, hey man, I think we're gonna need you. We'll give you a good, two,
And then he
3 mil.
does that famous knockout he does where he punches somebody and everybody just takes
No,
a
no.
dive like that.
Yeah, exactly. He does a nice little, twist of the arm. Be like, okay, the hook's coming, so be ready. Put the hands down. Bam, and they give
And
him.
then everybody just goes.
And then
Now
he
who's
does-
taking the hook though?
Now,
Who
if I was Jake Paul and I was to become a wrestler, that would be my knockout finishing move. I'll call it the twist and shout.
the twist and shout? Oh, that's a good
Calmado,
shot.
Michael Jackson.
That's
Twist
a
and
good
shout is
shot.
the Beatles, actually.
There you go. That's a good one. I like that. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Okay, they're good. I like it.
Thank
Good
you.
one.
Thank
Good
you.
come up with there. But otherwise, no other matches at this point right now have been announced for Crown Jewel.
No,
Is it-
because
is it
they're
November?
still focusing on Extreme Rules.
Okay, so there's going to
Yeah.
be kind of going for it.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, we'll keep timing in from there. So moving along to NFL, everybody, because NFL weekend was this past weekend, but also last weekend we did our picks too as well. But before we do, we got to celebrate a legend in a sense, a Mexican legend, okay? Not necessarily a legend in the NFL, but he did pretty well for actually a first Mexican immigrant, not immigrant, but you would say Mexican
Player.
player. There you go. Thank you. Just trying to give them. Looking at you guys. You guys give me nothing here.
I'm over here like, what are you talking
That's
about?
what I mean. You
I
give me
can't read
nothing,
your
man.
mind,
Your face
man.
is looking at me like, what? Just
The
say it
very
already.
first Mexican immigrant.
There you go. There we go. No, I was kidding.
I was like,
Don
wait,
Quixote. Let's
Yeah.
talk about Don Quixote.
Jerks. Anyways.
Part of the
Hold
Mayan
on.
culture.
Yeah, right.
So, no other than Roberto Garza, everybody. If you guys don't know who Roberto Garza
No,
is.
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
No, I'm barely on football once in a while.
Oh, jeez.
I'm the wrestling guy, the superhero guy.
All right, well, let me tell you something about Roberto Garza. He's a former offensive lineman for the Atlanta Falcons, as well as our very own Chicago Bears.
Okay, I
Okay?
should have known that. I'm sorry, guys.
Thank you. Yes, you should have. He was drafted by the Falcons in the 4th round, which was 99th overall in 2001. And in 2005, a little bit after a stint with 4 years with the Falcons, he decided to join and sign with us Chicago Bears. Spent 10 seasons. I'm sorry. I'm reading that little thing, but spent 10 seasons with us. All right. Also was part of the Super Bowl team that we went to with
Lost
against
to the Colts.
we lost to the Colts. He was
Rex.
part of that. But he was a starter nonetheless for all those 10 years. Never lost his job until they decided to move on from Roberto. And from there, he retired as a Mexican great at this point right now.
And a Chicago Bear.
And a Chicago Bear. Now, Engardo's hometown himself in Rio Hondo, Texas, was established December 2nd as Roberto Garza Jr. Day, which is he's a junior. Okay? So they gave homage to him over there in Texas, which is thank you. Thank you very much for that. That's
when
nice.
Rejectville, USA.
On
April 16th.
Nobody
Golden
cares about
RJ
the
Day.
day.
Oh,
It's celebrated every year.
no, gotcha. But they
In
also
your head, yes.
yes, thank you. They also named the street after him, which is
That's
good.
pretty cool.
But I did not know this looking up his bio stuff. He was actually chosen by Hispanic culture to be the front cover of Madden 09 in Espanol. So if you look up that cover,
Yeah.
he was actually the cover in
Wait,
Madden.
so Madden actually had a different cover for the Spanish.
It's for the
game?
Spanish versions, it looks
think
like.
they- I
or at
think
least
they
they did
stopped-
one for that. They
Yeah.
stopped doing it, but I think they did it for
stopped
that.
doing it, I
Okay.
think.
Because
but,
there are barely any Hispanic freaking players at this point, man. Everyone's all, sorry to say.
The other football.
Yeah.
They're in the goal.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
boxing. So.
But that's a well-deserved,
That's
it's well surprised actually from my understanding at this point to be on the Madden cover and be in his Mexican immigrant, but
The first Mexican immigrant.
first Mexican immigrant to be on the cover of Madden. That's pretty dope. That's pretty cool.
I
So I
agree.
like that. Now week 3 will be upon us. All right,
OP,
we got to
yeah.
do our NFL picks. But week 2, SG3, who won week 2 in NFL picks?
You did actually.
Oh, I did. Oh, my Lord Jesus. I won. You did. You lost. All right.
I
As
believe-
well as who won the last
I
time?
believe,
Zach the
that's,
Mac?
I believe that's Jesus.
Zach the Mac lost, right? Because he won the first round, didn't he?
No.
Oh,
The
no,
first
it
one
was you.
That's
Lord
right.
Jesus. Yeah.
Eat that.
No, eat this. I won week 2, jerk. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Nobody ever remembers the rematch. Everyone always remembers the,
First
fight.
one? Gotcha.
No,
But
there's a lot of people that remember the rematch.
But I took the W for week 2, everybody. I got the W there. Despite what's going to happen with the Bears and the Packers as the game's going on
Currently
now.
24-10 Packers.
How many flags were called in Packers' favor?
I don't know. I just get the.
Yeah, so it's turnover on downs, I think.
Yeah, see what I mean? This is a bunch of bull. There's a bunch of bull that's happened over there. But we
We're
gotta
not
do
watching the game.
yeah, we gotta do our week 3 picks, everybody. Now the games are as we go down the line. Let you helm.
That's
Hey,
it.
so the Bears had it on the 1-yard line, could put it in. Turnover on downs.
Son of a gun.
Wow.
Sweet Bippy.
And who Montgomery was the
No, Fields
no.
tried it.
Phil. Golly.
Quarterback keeper.
There you go.
I mean, Montgomery's rolling. I mean, he's got 122 yards on the ground.
And yet,
Dude's running the ball.
Yep.
But we're going to let
did.
Fields run it.
I did say
Yeah.
before the season started it was going to be a long one.
yeah, that's true. All right. Now, week 3 picks. We picked our 5 games. Those 5 games are Saints at the Panthers, Lions at the Vikings, Rams at the Cardinals, Packers at the Buccaneers, and the Niners at the Broncos. That's our week 3 picks. So SG3, I'm gonna start with you. Who would you get for Saints at the Panthers? It's a division rival.
Saints.
We go with Saints.
Yeah.
We go with Winston, aren't you? You think he's gonna throw for 400 yards?
Man, that man played actually hurt today. I think he has like 4 fractures.
Where?
I don't know. I read somewhere that he has like 4 fractures today.
Holy hell!
and
That's
he
crazy.
played through that today.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. What about you, old man?
The Saints.
The Saints?
Because he wants him to go marching in.
Yeah. See,
Yeah, that's why. I had that song playing
Look,
right now. and I
man,
was just like,
I'm
okay, we're
going
gonna go with
hometown
that.
team. Then I'm taking my Panthers, man. I'm a Panthers fan, so I'm gonna take my Panthers.
Since when?
Since they went to the Super Bowl. Since Peppers took them to the Super Bowl, like we were just talking about a minute ago. Ever since Peppers was on the Panthers, and that was a new team that came to the NFL, and that boy took them all the way to the NFL Super Bowl. Yes, I'll roll with the Panthers in a sense, but more or less just because of Peppers. That's all. That was a good game. That was a good team. Good team that year. It wasn't for Tom Brady and his jerk self. That's why I have a love-hate relationship with Tom Brady. Okay,
It was John,
love-hate
it was
relationship.
John
What's
Fox.
going on with Tom Brady, as a matter of fact?
You saw what?
Dude looks like a robot now.
He threw his freaking tablet again in the middle of the game. I mean,
Right.
they won 20-10, but it's
I need you to understand one thing. He's trying to become a beautiful schoolboy.
A what?
He's trying to become beautiful Squidward.
I feel like this whole
Yeah.
Giselle. I feel like this
Not
whole
that good.
marriage thing is affecting his mind, man.
Something's going on.
Really, it's affecting his mind. Him and wife ain't doing so good.
Well, yeah, of course, man. And then everyone like the thing that sucks about it, dude, is the fact that like the media sucks.
Yeah.
Straight up, man.
Facts.
The media sucks because the media's not going to sit there and say, Tom, you went, for example, 3 for 10 for 100 yards. How did that feel?
That's
They're going to sit here and say, so how are things with the wife? What's going on with the wife?
That's true.
Like,
Yeah.
don't badger this man about his personal life. Just let him fucking be. And I'm sorry that the fact that I cuss like that, but honestly, let the man be.
Yeah.
Let him focus on what he's paid to do, which is
Right.
throw with the dang ball.
That is right.
Yeah, they should be saying, "Wish you would have stayed retired this year." Huh, bud?
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that too.
Nah, bud.
Like,
Yeah.
go ahead. You know what? Hey, Tom, how does it feel the fact that you know what people are saying you should have stayed retired, or you know what you should not have done it? And it's like everyone's like, you know what? Let's go ahead and talk about your personal life and let's talk about your wife.
Yeah.
Because that's what's important, not football.
What did she say to you, Tom? What was it what was her demeanor? How did she look? What was she wearing that
What's
day?
gonna happen?
She yelled at you.
What's gonna happen with the kids?
Yeah, what's going on? Who's gonna watch them? Is
Like,
it the
come on,
the
man.
babysitter? Is it your mom, Tom? Or is it your mom, Jill?
Like that's like at this point, they're gonna probably sit here and say, "Why are you having Wednesdays off now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are they giving you the Veterans Day for Wednesday off? Every single Wednesday you have because you're a veteran, you have it off.
Yeah.
It's like let the man be. Let him just play
Let him
football.
Let him play football. Let him.
Y'all don't sit here and badger freaking Aaron Rodgers for everything he does.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. Aaron Rodgers, you cost your whole team, your playoff team, from Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to sit there and say that. They're going to sit here and say, hey, Aaron, how does it feel knowing the fact that you're over here doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
He says, "I'm old. I'm tired. I play with a bunch of fucking kids."
Yeah.
AKA that was CM Punk, but we're also going to put it for Aaron Rodgers.
All right.
All right, let's move along to the next picks, man. Lions at the Vikings. Who you got there? Another divisional rivalry, SG3.
Man, the Lions are a team.
They're looking pretty
Goodness,
nice.
man.
They're
They're
looking pretty
Lions.
nice.
Look good today,
They're lining
aren't they?
people up, man.
They're looking pretty
Honestly,
nice.
35 points last week. How many this week? 40?
48.
Could it be golf? Could it be golf?
No, it's not golf. I can guarantee you that's not a
It's not
golf.
golf? You
No,
think so?
look at all the team he has around him, and it's a different conversation.
Okay. That's gonna make them look
Oh, their
nice.
defense was tough today.
All right.
Their
So you got
defense.
Lions? So
I ain't seen
Nah, I'm gonna go
trash.
Vikings.
Oh, what
I
the
ain't seen
what the hell?
I
This
ain't
guy
seen-
over here gives a freaking argument for the Lions over here to win and stuff. And then, oh no, I'm gonna pick
I'm a
Vikings.
sports analyst. What do you want me to do?
Fudge cracker is this?
I'm not gonna be like you. Where I'm gonna sit here and say, "Look, man, the Bears are the Bears," and then I'm gonna choose the Bears. No, man. You ask me a question, I'm gonna answer it. What kind of stuff is this?
I leave, man. It's bust up. All right, sounds good. What about you, old man?
You know what? I will go with the Lions.
God damn it, this is a freaking jinx.
That's
All right,
right.
I'm going.
Take it.
I'm going with the Lions, man. Me
Okay,
too,
good.
man. Oh shit.
Should've
You
gone
got
with
it.
the Vikings.
That's what I'm saying. Someone's telling
It's
me to go
cool.
Vikings.
It's cool. You know what? Because when I win, I'm gonna sit here and say, "Remember that pick?"
Yeah, exactly. Then that pick where freaking old man jinxed the hell out of me.
Pick the Saints with him. I don't see him jinxing you and saying
Because
What's gonna happen? Watch. That's what
it's
what
not, it's
happens.
not gonna happen. Watch.
All right, then we got Rams at the Cardinals. Who you getting there? Rams at
Rams.
the Cardinals. You getting Rams?
Yeah, Rams.
All right. What about you, old man?
I got Cardinals.
I'm going Rams. Rams. Forget that. I'm taking Rams on this
Man,
one.
you know what? Hold on, that's not fair. So then going forward, you choose second and then you choose last.
Okay.
What the? All right, fine. Oh man, it's gonna be bad. All right, Packers at the Buccaneers. Who you taking there?
Bucks.
Taking the Bucks? Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bucks on this
Are
one.
they playing in?
They're playing at Bucks. They're playing at
Oh,
Tampa.
okay, I got Bucks.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I
But
mean, it's
not-
Tom Brady in his home. You really believe that NFL is not gonna say, "Here, Tom Brady, let's
God.
help you out"?
Oh,
Right.
jeez.
Yeah,
all right.
see, I'm
I guess so.
giving out facts. I don't watch football, but I know some of the facts.
Lord Jesus.
Facts of life, you know.
Anyways, Niners at the
Thank you.
Broncos. Who you taking there?
You know what? Just because I've always wanted to say it on the radio. Broncos country. Let's ride.
Oh, jeez. I'm taking Broncos too. I'm gonna lie.
Okay, so you guys, I'll go with the Niners, so y'all won't be like, "Oh no, why?"
Actually, the only one that complains and sounds like Millhouse is him.
Well, I mean, God,
He
man,
looks like
come on, man.
Milhouse.
We do this all the time, man. He always does the same thing.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
No,
It's coming up to this kid.
Now, an honorable mention at this point right now is Eagles at the Commanders. Okay, another divisional rival team. What do you think will win that one?
Eagles.
Eagles? You think the Eagles taking that one?
You're not seeing their squad?
I'm taking Commanders on that one. Actually, I'm taking hometown for that one. What about you? Oh, man.
Man, just because I like their name. But no, I'll go with the Eagles.
All right. You're a lie. You were going to pick Commanders.
But you're over here crying
Are
and
the
whining.
Commanders won?
I don't
Are they
know.
1-2?
I think they're 0-2.
I think so.
You know what? Let me check it. I'll go ahead and check it out real quick.
I think they're on 2 at this point.
Well, Tony Kidd sets up the next
next topic at hand, though. I was just actually informed this. I did not know this, but it was the whole issue with Brett Favre involvement in some alleged welfare scandal going on here, guys. What's going on with that?
SG3 might know more about that.
Firstly, Commanders are 1-1. They won last week.
I would go with Commanders at home then.
Okay, very good.
They did, but hold on. Who did they beat though? They beat the Jaguars.
Wow, interesting.
The
Very
Eagles
interesting.
aren't much this year either.
No, man, the Eagles. Look at what they did against the Lions. They put up what 38, almost 40 points.
Yeah.
Here he goes. put the sound effect, please.
Wah wah wah.
Okay, let's do this one. Toilet flush.
Flush.
I like it. Thank you.
All right. So this whole
basically what it is the fact that Brett Favre was sitting there and was trying to, I guess, like say, I'm gonna donate to the school in Mississippi, which is basically, unfortunately, the poorest state in the United States.
Yeah.
They're sitting there saying, hey, you know what, like we need donations, and he was going in there giving pep talks.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, whatever I raise for you guys, it's all you guys' money.
Gotcha.
However, though, it sounds like he was texting his buddies on the side and like, hey guys, kind of want to, I guess, build or extend a volleyball court for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
He siphoned off $5 million from this grant or from this funds, and basically there's text messages where he's even saying, hey guys, there's no way the media's going to get a hold of this, and no one's going to be able to tie it to me, that this is just me. So at this point, Brett Favre's made a very good amount of money. Can he pay out $5 million? Of course he can pay out $5 million. But how low can you be the fact that you're stealing from the poorest of the poor?
Yeah.
Well, pretty much, I hate to call him, but he is actually the backwards Robin Hood.
Yeah.
At this point right now.
Yeah.
At this point right now.
Honestly,
it's from the poor, takes for himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's like, it's a sad thing because what's going to happen to him?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you talk about Brett Favre, there's going to be so many people that's like, oh, well, look what he did with the Packers.
Yeah.
Look what he did with the Vikings.
Right.
Look what he did with the Jets.
Look what he did with his cell phone.
Look what he did with his cell phone.
Yeah, exactly.
He sent a very happy picture.
Yeah. So that's,
all right.
that's sad.
So Pete Rose gambles,
right,
and is thrown. It can't, gets
can't-
thrown. Can't get into the Hall of Fame. All of his numbers, he gambled when he was a coach.
Yeah.
All of his numbers as a player, Johnny Hustle, amazing. And we banned him from the Hall of Fame. And they're gonna let Favre's bus stay there?
So let me go ahead with this one. So this year, Calvin Ridley, a player that was injured last year on the
that is true.
on the Atlanta
Talked
Falcons.
about that last time.
He bet on the Falcons to win.
Yeah.
Falcons win while he's injured. The league suspends him a year.
Yeah.
Where's the justice? Like, honestly, where's the justice? If it was T.O. who did this, T.O. was the worst person of them all. We're going to start looking into stripping him of his records, of his titles, like making it seem like he never played a game of football.
That is true.
If it was Walter Payton, the great Walter Payton, what would they have done there?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. Look, your rushing title, unfortunately, you're no longer number 2.
Yep.
You're no longer top 5.
They actually make him look like the worst person in the world when he wouldn't deserve it.
Yeah.
So for Phil Wallace, for Bridges Civil Attention, this is a great topic because again, where does the line stop?
Ooh, set the new topic for you guys on Friday. Okay, there you go.
Listen, let me give you one more. Donovan McNabb, when he played for the Washington now Commanders. Everyone's over here like making fun of him, saying that he was nothing, that he wasn't as good as he was, blah 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 blah.
True.
What would have happened if it wasn't this kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are still mad about the fact that him and T.O. don't even communicate anymore.
Yep.
How many people don't talk to Brett Favre nowadays? But no one dare says anything about that to him.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So what's the line?
Yeah, what's going on here? What's the purpose here? What's up? What's the freaking little side thing there?
But everyone wants to sit there and say Green Bay's had the 2 top quarterbacks in the last 20 years.
Get those guys.
Cool. Actually, excuse me, 40 years because Favre was there for how many years?
10
He's a
years.
good quarterback.
Slinger. He was a gunslinger.
He was an average quarterback at best. Get him under pressure. Get him under pressure. What happens?
How many titles did he win? All right. He's a good quarterback.
It's a sad. It's sad. It's sad right now at this point. It's not good in the NFL community.
But
right
again,
now.
when did he do this? When did he take the money?
I think it was recently.
So you're retired. Who knows? Maybe he lost all of his money. Maybe he's got a cocaine addiction. We don't know.
He's also making commercials for Coppertone still, so he's making money regardless.
Well,
or Haynes, I think too. También. Wrangler. You know.
So that's why, like I said, man's got money.
Well,
or at least he should.
yeah,
for this,
maybe,
the assumption is it
maybe
should.
he don't though.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
I can do some
struggle
stupid shit with some people who can come in and say, "Oh, give me my money."
Right.
Is this your daughter getting out of school right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on the struggle bus. I'm on
Yeah.
the struggle bus myself, but you don't see me trying to find a way in order to siphon off money from feeding the homeless people.
Because you don't have the connections.
No, and if I did, I still wouldn't do it.
Maybe you don't know.
I would not do it.
know.
Not at all whatsoever.
You
See
don't
what I
know.
mean? Can't do it.
I just feel that at some point there's some players who want to live a lifestyle, who try to live a lifestyle while they had it they were playing, that they're trying to live up to it.
Yeah.
Right now.
So it's like,
but again, let's go to human nature. He said, as long as nobody can find out, the media, whatever, he knew he was doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So, if he's got a decent bone in his body, what then? Here's what then. If he's being pressured to do it, he's in a real bad place because he knew he was doing wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Or he's just a piece of shit. So it's one of those three.
Yeah.
At this point, he hasn't given back the money. I think he siphoned $5 million, and they're saying the last time interest on that money was $226,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. If he had it, don't you think he'd say, Here
you go.
Hey, I got some bad advice from my accountant.
Exactly.
I fired my
bad. My bad. Here you go.
Here's it plus $300,000.
There you go.
If he got money, if he ain't got that money,
then what's
But at
then
this
that
point, though,
just goes to show why he has not brought that up.
But at this point, though, you know what? It's coming out to fruition. People are talking about it. What you know? What if you don't have the money? At least just sit here and say, "Look, this is what I don't have the money."
Now, when your attorney says, "Don't say a word,"
it stay quiet
Yeah,
because
that does happen.
the more or less of the more silent you are, just tells me that the attorney's telling you don't say nothing because whatever you're gonna say is really gonna just
Can incriminate you.
exactly. It's gonna keep you in the hole no matter what.
It's because he wants to use his flip phone again one more time.
That too, but that just goes. But you had a good point there with the whole thing. Like if you had the money, if you had that $5 million plus whatever the tax part of it was going to be, then why not give it just right off the bat and say, "My bad. This was a bad situation I was involved in. I'm sorry. Here's your money back."
That's some bad advice. I fired the guy. You're gonna roll somebody else under the bus.
Thank you. At this point, at least. So it's like you go from there. But the fact that you're not doing so tells me you're not financially set like you should be. And with all the stuff that you're involved in, just goes to show where the hell is that money? Where is it leaking out to? Who is it leaking it to?
This is a Vince project now.
See what?
Hey,
exactly.
That's
it's a
what
Vince McMahon project.
That's why whenever they do Wrangler jeans, they took a screenshot. They took a close up of the butt.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. All right. Now we got some other stuff to kind of chime in. We're kind of a little bit. I could tell by the schedule and stuff like that. I think we're a little bit overboard, but we did
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But we're gonna share some other legends. We gotta share some homage before we sign off. All right. For NBA, I did not know this, but looking this up, NBA has an actual player over there that won. It became actually the first Hispanic, you would say, descendant to win an NBA championship, which is Juan Tosca Anderson. And he actually wore in the middle of the championship game with the Golden State Warriors last year. He actually wore with some Mexican flag on his shoes. So very good, very thankful there. I appreciate that. And right now he's currently signed on with the Los Angeles Lakers. So we'll kind of see where that leads us to. All right. We'll go on the next for MMA stuff at this point because we got to talk about current MMA fighter right now. MMA fighter Brandon Moreno. He is a flyweight champion at this point right now. But he's also Mexican descent, which is congratulations for being a champion there. And it's nice to see, there. Now, other than that, real quick before we leave, we just found out another Hispanic great. But Mr. Jose Aldo is retiring. He's finally said goodbye to the MMA world.
It was time.
It was time. Exactly. It was time. You know, he's
Hey,
put on some hell of a good matches.
Speaking of Mexican greats, you got to give a shout out to Dynasty Barbershop.
That is true.
You haven't done that
That's
yet,
another thing.
man.
That
He
is
made you all
another
up
thing, too.
nice.
That's
Sure,
right.
Come on.
Hey, I even
Come
did
on.
my hair. I even did my heart today.
Yeah, oh,
Man,
just
he's
slick to
been
right.
sitting there all night. Like, go ahead, just say it, say it.
That is true. But Mexican Great Dynasty Barbershop, Alex, the one over there, is doing his haircuts. So please tune in over there in Antioch and go on Booksy and look up Alex Garcia. The hell of a shop, hell of a haircut, haircutista, you would say? Haircutista? No, that's just my word.
Barber.
That is
Hell
my
of a
word.
barber.
Thank you, barber. Okay, fine.
Barber.
Sheesh.
Estilista.
I'm just trying to come up with
El
something.
Barber.
El
Jeez,
Barbero or whatever
yeah.
you want. Yeah.
Golly. Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. All right. But yes, tune in over there. Now, otherwise, we want to give another homage to musical great, Mr.
Vicente Fernandez.
Thank you. There you go. Fernando. What, Fernando?
Fernandez.
Fernandez?
Yeah.
Don't look at me, guys. You guys are the real culturists, okay?
Menudo.
I'm in the mix of this, okay? Jeez and tripes. And Kid Cudi. I had to put a shout out to Zach the Mac. I had to put your guy out there. Kid Cudi also is a Mexican descendant too, as well. His pops is part Mexican, so guys, like I say, appreciate that.
That's why he goes day and night.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, now you put it in there. So, other than that, I think
Who picked the Bears tonight?
We all did.
All right. Well, they just let the Packers go almost 99 yards in the fourth quarter.
Cool.
Crosby hit a 28-yard field goal. So,
Yeah.
they get down to the 8-yard line.
Yeah, right. We're gonna go from there.
That's so
Oh, it's so bad, so bad.
I guess Roger does own us.
He
Yes.
does.
Yeah,
He does.
Jesus Christ, and that was the whole thing.
Still.
But other than that, that's all I got for everybody today on the show. So thank you guys for coming in, chiming in. Zach, we'll let you, old man.
Okay, blah, 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 wherever
Yep.
you're trying to call me. All right, Rejects, thank y'all for being part of the show. Thank y'all for listening to us.
Yes.
Thank you for whatever this guy was doing.
Whatever.
I am Old Man RJ. I'm signing out. I'm going to pass it down to SG3.
Guys, it is me once again, SG3. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to us and our ramblings. Thank you for everything.
Can you feel the heat? Say hello to Eddie.
Oh, yes. Good night, everybody. Appreciate you.
I don't care if you don't like it. Fight me.
Guys, later.
Do you feel it? Hey, no heat. Yo.